Hey you guys, how are you? So a lot of what we deal with in yoga is to do with energy, where we get our energy from, how we use our energy, and how we protect our energy. This is a meditation that I find really useful in my own life for protecting my own energy, particularly when I'm in a situation where I feel it's going to get drained, when I'm with people who are those energy vampires that we've all come across, who leave you feeling a little bit sucked from, a little bit the life drawn out of you after an encounter with them. And also just any sort of encounter or situation where you feel a little bit overwhelmed. If big crowds bother you, this is really useful. If you find yourself getting anxious, this is a really useful meditation, and it's actually one of the ones that I teach in my Yoga Therapy for Anxiety workshop. So I invite you to find yourself a comfortable seated position. You don't need to be sitting on the floor cross-legged. You can be in a chair. If you're going to be in a chair, sit towards the front of the chair rather than leaning back onto it, so that your spine is still upright. And wherever you are, I recommend putting a little cushion underneath your sit bones so that your pelvis is tilted forward slightly, so you're right on the front edge of the cushion. And then your feet can be on the floor, legs not crossed if you're in a chair, or if you're sitting on the floor, then cross your legs or take them out in front of you. And if you are going to lean back on something, if you're sitting on the floor, make sure that you're snuggled right back up close to it again, so that you're not leaning back but you're completely upright. So having found that place for yourself, let your hands rest wherever they feel most comfortable, be that one on top of the other, on your knees, in a mudra if that's your thing, but that's completely not a necessary part of it. And as we're talking about protecting energy, I quite like to keep my palms down for this one. Open palms tend to feel a bit more receptive to what's coming in. In this instance, we're talking about protecting what's already going on inside of us and serving our own energy. So once you've found your comfortable position, I invite you to either close your eyes or let your gaze rest at a point a metre or so in front of you, maybe just down a little from your eye level. The shoulders are relaxed, chin very slightly drawn in, and then imagine that there's a string through the top of your head, sort of attaching around about the back of your tongue, that's drawing you upright. Your jaw is completely relaxed, your teeth are slightly parted, so there's no clenching. And become aware of where your body meets the support beneath you. So be that your chair, your cushion, the floor, whatever you're sitting on. Feeling yourself grounded down into that support, giving the weight of your body to that support, and that equal and opposite force of rising up out of that support like a tree growing out of the earth. Imagining that you're being drawn up by that string through the top of your head, so that you are both grounded and reaching into the sky. And let's just become aware now of the rhythm of our breathing, trying to keep all other parts of the body still. Just notice how your breath moves your body, how your belly and chest expand in all three dimensions, so out to the front, the sides as the ribs fan out, and even subtle filling of the back as you inhale, right from below the belly button right all the way up to just below the throat, and noticing how you grow a little taller with that inhale as well. And as you exhale, everything softens back down. There will be short periods of time throughout this meditation visualization where I will be silent, and periods when I'm talking as well. So if I go quiet, it's to let you go inwards, so don't need to worry that I've disappeared. Let's just stay here and focus all of our attention on that motion of the breath. And now I invite you to imagine a little golden glow at your heart center, so around about your sternum. A little spherical golden glow. And just take a moment to really visualize that. What sort of shade of gold is your glow? Is it more yellowy or orangey or a slight sort of rosy hue to it? Is there a little haze around it, or does it glitter? It's your glow, so it can look however you want. Try not to overthink it, just settle with what feels right with that visualization. And with each inhale, let's imagine that glow getting a little bit brighter. And with each exhalation, let's picture that sphere starting to expand. And this little sphere is a ball of pure energy, a protective energy. With each inhale, it gets a little bit brighter, and with each exhale, it gets a little bit bigger. So perhaps now it's reaching out to the sides of your chest, growing in all 3 dimensions, so it's encompassing your torso. Every exhale, it's like this glow of energy is like a balloon. It grows a little bit every time you breathe into it, every time you exhale. It's reaching out now beyond your shoulders, down to your hips, up around your eye line. Maybe shimmering, maybe hazing, whatever your glow looks like. And let it continue to expand. Keep keep imagining it growing until it's encompassing the whole of your body. Whole of your body and head. And so you are now sitting within this sphere of protective golden energy. And this sphere has a very special quality, which is that it is semi-permeable. It will allow in anything that is helpful and nourishing and supportive to you. And yet anything that is not helpful, that does not serve you, gently bounces off it, much like a beach ball bounces along the sand on the beach. Just gently rebounds away anything that does not serve you, and anything that is helpful and nourishing and supportive comes right on in unimpeded. Let's sit here for a couple of minutes, feeling how it is to be within this sphere of protective energy. Feeling safe, protected, enveloped by this protective, helpful, nourishing energy. This sphere that allows in what's helpful and gently rebounds anything that is not helpful. And let that sphere remain around you now as you start to become aware once more of the movement and rhythm of your natural, effortless breathing. Aware of where your hands rest against your body. Of where your body rests on its seat. And of any sounds around you. Actually expanding your consciousness back into the wider world and into your daily life, but allowing this sphere of loving protection to remain with you and accompany you into your life. And when you're ready, let's bring some movement into your hands. Let your eyes open. Maybe stretch your legs out if you need to. So I find that a very useful thing to be able to visualize whenever I'm feeling overwhelmed or anxious, or just that I'm in an environment where I need to conserve my own energy for myself, and that there are environmental factors that could deplete it. And it really just helps me to feel contained. It's a very useful aid to boundary setting, that kind of visualization of allowing in what is helpful to you and what keeping away what isn't. So I will be back here with meditations for you over the coming weeks. I hope that's useful for you to take that golden sphere of loving protection out into your everyday life, and thank you for joining me. Namaste.